Hello, my name is Kate Willers, and this is my Module 11 case study. My screencast-o-matic has been funky, so I'm hoping that it continues to work while I do this, but here we go. So our case study involves a high school called Golden Oak High School. This high school serves 965 students, ages 9th grade to 12th grade. Out of those 965 students, 659 have had over 10 days of absences. There has been no proof of structured counselor response. There has been teacher response to absences, but it has been inconsistent from teacher to teacher. There's been a significant lack of parental support or response. And a lot of the absence requests that have been officially submitted have been inappropriate and not necessary, according to truancy laws and school policies. According to Kansas law, move my face here a little bit. According to Kansas law, children from 7 to 18 years have to be enrolled and attend school. The attendance rate is the average daily attendance or the average daily membership of a school or district. The chronic absenteeism rate, which has to be legally reported, is the percentage of students in school that miss more than 10% of the instructional time for any reason, even if that time is excused by a family or administrator or the school in general. Kansas laws and rules provide that a student is truant if they are absent without excuse for a significant portion of the school day for 3 consecutive days or 5 days in a semester or 7 days in a whole school year. When that occurs, then the school is to provide notice to the parent's guardian to the student's parent or guardian. Once that notice is received, any further unexcused absences trigger a report to the district attorney's office. So this case in particular has led to not only those legal issues, but also ethical issues. So the absences described have caused students to miss a significant amount of instructional time, along with the social and emotional development that can be influenced by a school environment. The fact that the school has not provided at least any proof of follow-through or official contact with families or community members shows that the culture and reputation of the school have been affected negatively. Because they are not following legal requirements of student success, which includes attendance, and also the lack of documented follow-through with those students and their parents. So, Section 4, what has happened? So in this case study, school administration and staff have failed to uphold the legal standards of student attendance and truancy by not contacting families and legally enforcing these rules, thus leading to a deficit in the learning of this population of students. So simply put, there may have been contacts with families, or the truancy officers have followed up with families, but there has been no documented contact. So synthesizing the facts, starting with the people involved, the students that the administrator has chosen to focus on, moving my face around, are Karen, whose parents contacted a counselor. There has been no evidence shown of counselor response. Tyrone, the parents take him on trips, and at least one teacher had okayed that absence. Christina, 9th grade, presented letters from her minister to attend out-of-town church meetings. One teacher gave permission, and another teacher requested a meeting with the parents. So lack of teacher consistency there. Carl, 10th grade, lack of parental support. The truancy officer did document a visit to the home, but no specific evidence that those truancy laws were communicated to the family. John, 11th grade, was an injured athlete who had physical therapy appointments scheduled twice a week in the middle of the school day, equaling to approximately 5 hours a week. There was also a request sent to the athletic director to miss Friday afternoons to rest that was approved. Stakeholders in this situation are the counselors, who did not document contact and no evidence that students or the families of students were conferenced with concerning their absences. The truancy officer did leave documentation of contacting families, but it was not documented what was said or communicated. The athletic director and administration have shown no evidence of discussing the excessive absences of John, the athlete, other than okaying those initially. More information is needed from all parties involved. There's just simply not enough documentation. All right, so some options we have here. Option 1, maintain the status quo and leave the situations unaddressed. Obviously, that is not a great option. Number 2, punish the staff members that have not been following the legal requirements or have not been documenting these situations adequately. Option 3, move forward from current cases and develop new training systems and awareness for staff members regarding the tracking and handling of truancy cases. Option 4, directly address current cases with local authorities, families, and communities, followed by implementing new training and awareness. Evaluating these options. So here, excuse me. So option 1, obviously not the right choice. That will lead to the situation staying the same or worsening for this group of students. Option 2, reporting these issues to local authorities is a good step legally and constructively, but would probably leave a negative impression to the staff, and not communicating and just going directly to the authorities and not trying to fix things at a school level could cause bad blood in the school community. Option 3, just moving forward and implementing new training systems would be good to communicate new ideas and new possibilities to fix these issues, but not following through in the current cases could leave those going unsolved or show leniency where it is not appropriate. Option 4, directly address the current cases with local authorities, families, and communities, along with other stakeholders in the school, followed by implementing new training and awareness. I think this is the best possible choice to make, addressing the current issues, hoping to get those solved or at least adequately communicated and documented, and then moving into a new quality training situation. Implementing these new ideas. So step 1, identifying all the stakeholders that need to be informed about what's going on here. So including students, families, teachers, administrators, district leadership, and any other community members like the school board. Step 2, communicating the issues as it stands to everyone to make sure there's a clear understanding of the legal and educational repercussions and everyone knows why this is a problem and it's clear. Step 3, develop training with other building leaders to implement. And after there's an understanding of legal repercussions and requirements from staff, it will be easier to implement this training. Hopefully, depending on the school district, you would be able to implement these trainings during a scheduled professional development day if possible to not interfere with more student contact hours and attendance. Step 5, make very clear the consequences of not following these new trainings and following through with students, families, and legal teams if these policies are not consistently respected and followed. Step 5, again, make very clear consequences of not following the new trainings and following through with students, families, and these legal teams. I think I may have repeated myself on this one, but communicating directly with those who have been identified as having truancy issues, and give a clear deadline for required communication and action in the current identified cases. And then if chosen actions are not effective in cutting down truancy rates, reevaluate with building leadership and staff and bring direct consequences to those who do not comply, including a warning system and possible legal action if necessary. And last but not least, those standards. So that standard 6.2, this case study did give me the opportunity to evaluate attendance data and show how this data can be used in making sure students are being successful, and then also implementing ways to show the importance of this data to staff and community members. Oftentimes we forget the why, and including the here's why this rule is important, here's how it's affecting our students, and really clearly showing the cause and effect of these different situations through effective data. And here's my reference slide. And thank you for watching.